to Pope TV, and it starts right now.
Hey Pope, this is your friend from the UK, the Twink, the only man in professional wrestling history who could sprinkle the twinkle all over the show. And Twink wants to know, what do you think is the best way to start the day? The Pope's way.
Really, Mr. Martin? Well, there'll be no sprinkle of your twinkle, not on this show. Next! Dear Pope, I need your opinion. If I told you deep inside that I feel that the life I live right now is not the one God has chosen for me, would I sound crazy? Well, Miss Monroe, let Pope say this. A lot of times in life, we have second thoughts on where we are. We have second thoughts on where we want to be. Confused, you are, yes, but that is normal. Finish school. Go ahead and graduate, baby. And then take a moment or two to realize where you are and think about where you want to be. Make that decision, because the decision that you make from that point on can alter your life forever, for the good or for the bad. So don't rush into any judgment. However, much like Pope behind me, get those papers so that you have an option if the one you make is not the one that you want to stick with. Next! The next question comes from Jonathan Holliday. Pope, what do you think about the N-word being used? So what does Pope think about the N-word? Let us take a stroll down memory lane real quick. We're going to head over to the east side, R.L. Bryan Elementary. We're going to go out on the playground, if you will. Get in the sandbox with Pope and his little white friend Paul. At this time, it was when Pope first used the N-word, coming to the understanding of how the consonant N is to be pronounced and sounded out when it's followed by a couple of vowels, if you understand what Pope is saying. It was then that Pope first used the N-word. Hell, then we get up to high school. Mr. Evans, he was my plumbing teacher. That's right, Pope graduated with a trade in plumbing. Don't ask me why. It just had to be done. But even then, during that time in high school, with Mr. Evans, with all 300 pounds of them, kids in the classroom not respecting him. And if you go back to Pope TV episode 2, you know that they referred to Pope as Rev and as Nat Boy. But it was at this time that the persona of Pope had to get up in front of the class and be that Rev that they referred to him as. And I had to use the N-word then. I'll use the N-word to the day I die. I use that N-word with Mama Pope, Daddy Pope, Sister Pope, and Brother Pope. And I'm going to use that N-word with you. And it's simply no. No, I'm not going to elaborate. Why should I? You know what Pope really feels and thinks about the use of such a derogatory word, but I thought it'd be more spontaneous, if you will, if Pope pulled out his little iPhone, drove all the way up to Tennessee, if you will, met up with a good friend of mine, Natalie, and I chose to let her answer this question for you.
Oh my God.
Why is that upsetting you? What's going on?
I'm white If I say that, I get shot.
If you say what?
If I say the N-word.
What in the word?
Well,
nice.
just take the W like wigga and put the N on there, and there you go. If I say that, I get shot. I respect ancestor Black African American people that came from their tribes in Africa. They went through all this stuff. Stop it, Burke!
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
And I respect your ancestors. Y'all went through a whole lot, pelling water, doing all kinds of stuff, and I respect that. Y'all went through a lot of crap. I respect that. And I don't like to say the N-word because y'all went through a whole lot of stuff. You deserve a whole lot more respect. Black people are just like my brothers and sisters. Just because we're different colors doesn't mean God made us all different colors and shapes and sizes.
Wait, so white people are like your brothers and sisters, and what are black people?
I said that's what I said. Black people are like my brothers and sisters.
No, you said, well, white people, like you said, y'all deserve a lot more respect.
Black people are really more good looking. I would say there, and they have nice white shoes. White people wear dirty shoes sometimes.
As she mentions, see there?
And Brandy, well, he wore his old shoes, but his new shoes at home. So.
All right. Okay, well.
What? Don't look at Pope that way. Hell, I was just as much as uncomfortable conducting that interview as you were watching it. Okay, so maybe you couldn't tell it through my laughter. Good grief. That was a hard interview, but Natty, big shout outs from us here at Pope TV. We appreciate you for taking part in the Ask Pope segment and giving us your views on why we should not use the N-word. And also a little side note, Natty's living boyfriend, who happens to be an African-American kid, did join us for that interview session. So with that being said, what did we learn? We learned not to resurrect the N-word, as we know it's buried. Oftentimes, some folk try to resurrect it and use it without caution, care, or concern. But, as Natty said, come on, people. Let's use our brains. You gotta be right here, kid. But if you want to ask Pope what he thinks about the N-word, it's simple. Sometimes you just gotta say what needs to be said. Does Pope use the N-word? I'm not talking about no. I'm talking about the N-word. And Daddy, Pope used the N-word. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna use it right now. Next! Who's next? Well, hopefully you are. If you wish to appear in the upcoming episode of Pope TV Ask Pope segment, please send your video, question, comments, or concerns to ecwhoh@yahoo.com, or you can inbox it to Pope at facebook.com/Elijah Burke. And remember, change your mind, change your world. Change your mind, change your world. Great and powerful words spoken from Judge Pope. And it's so true, because a lot of people don't understand that if you change your mindset, a lot of things around you and in your environment can indeed work better for your good. It's kind of like when you're a kid and your mom or dad asks you to do something, you kind of drag about doing it, or you fish your face in the wrong way, and so they look at you. And in Pope's case, to this day, his godma will go, "What's wrong with you? You sure don't act like you want to do it." Well, you guys kind of get the point. If you really want to do it, then act like you want to do it, because Pope guarantees you it can and will be done according to your mindset. With that being said, Pope would like to share just a little bit of information with you. Next week, nobody told Pope that I still got my skull cap on from a wig. Ain't nobody told me nothing. But this is Pope TV, live recorded. Don't believe in second or third takes, brother. So we're going to keep going straight ahead. But right here, I'm going to leave you with just a little piece of footage from what Pope does in his spare time when he's having a little fun hanging out with the Prince of Abu Dhabi, if you will. And also be sure to tell your friends, neighbors. Next week, we are coming to you here on Pope TV, live recorded from the Big Apple, New York City. And it's going to be a Pope TV that you do not want to miss. Until next time, my friends, brothers, and sisters, and all those in between, if you can't change the people around you, change the people around you. I am Pope, and I'm out. God bless.